What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Florida. You got me, Solomon, here today, and we're over here at Velocity Restorations. I drove up in Gold Dust. I wanted to check out what these guys do. They're pretty much a Bronco shop. They build badass first-gen Broncos, but they build more than just Broncos. So let's go inside and introduce ourselves. We need to find a guy named Mike. All right, found Mike. What's up, dude?
Hey, man, how's it going?
Good, nice to meet you.
How was your drive?
Dude, it was pretty good. No complaints, just pretty straight shot. I mean, Florida, flat roads, it's easy.
Yeah, we don't have any sand dunes.
Nope.
So I'm Mike, this is Velocity Restorations, and we're gonna take a walk around and check everything out and see how we do things around here.
Awesome, appreciate you having me out.
Yeah, come on. A little design meeting going on in there.
Dude, this place is sweet already.
Yeah, so back behind you real quick, you spin around, this is our parts room, or part of it. Huh?
We could always walk around and show them too, if you want.
Here we have one of our builds. This is what we call our spec build. It's got our Ford Racing Gen 2 Coyote engine in it, 435 horse out of the box. 4-speed automatic, Atlas transfer case, Hydro boost, brakes, all the good stuff. And we offer this same build with different body styles, either the uncut fenders, cut fenders, or the molded fender flares that look like the front fenders in the rear. Also, we'll show you one of those.
It looks beautiful. The color is gorgeous too.
So here's one with the molded flares, front and back. This is kind of a spin on Tiffany and Company blue, kind of their corporate blue, but not the same. I think they might have a problem if we painted their actual colors.
Nice. And then this is the cut flare.
Yep, and this would be the cut truck.
Nice. I don't know. I think I like the original personally.
Yeah, the uncut.
Yeah.
It's pretty appealing. The molded flares is kind of like a personal look.
Yeah. My favorite part is I'm a big 61 to 66 F100 guy.
Right.
And the uncut is the same body lines as the rears on those trucks.
Okay.
And the Falcons and all those. So that's why I really like them.
Yeah, they're pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So here we have a black cherry, which is kind of purple in these lights. When you get it outside, it's more red. It's going to be sitting on that chassis over there, which is one of our frames with the Coyote engine and whatnot. And so he's going to be putting that body on that chassis here at some point this morning.
Nice. Can you tell me a little bit about the process of, I guess, the undercoating and everything on there? Because I mean, it looks really slick, and obviously, yeah. What are all the things you make sure to do prior to mounting the bodies on these chassis?
So it goes through the process once we get the body in from one of our distributors, it goes into the metal shop. You'll see that process, and they kind of fit it to the frame that it's going to go on. They do all the door gaps, hood, grill, every tailgate. If it's getting a hard top, all those gaps are dialed in while it's on the chassis that it's going to live on. And so all that gets done, then it goes paint and body. Paint and body slicks it out for paint. They do all the paint work, and then they tape all that off. And then they do all of the Raptor liner, undercoat in here, inside, engine compartment. If the engine compartment's being painted, then that's a different process.
Okay, very cool.
We'll walk over here to the metal shop where it kind of all starts.
You guys have your own in-house dyno. That's awesome.
Yeah, so when we do our tuning on the final, we put about, depending on where the truck's going and how it's going to be driven, we'll put anywhere from 300 to 600 miles on the truck, and then our final dyno tune, so that we can dial in the air fuel mixture, make sure it's shifting correctly, because you can't do wide open throttle pulls on the street. The cops kind of get mad
after a while.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about this chassis?
Yeah, so this is a spin on the original chassis. It's kind of our own deal. It has, when you do a Coyote, you have to put a 1-inch body lift on the truck, and so we have the factory body lifts, or the body mounts are raised on the frame, so you don't have to put a puck in there. And it also, the bumpers are picked up, so you don't have that gap. So you don't know that there's a 1-inch body lift. It's all integrated.
Nice. Very cool. Looks really, really nice. So everything on this is brand new. You don't reuse any of the factory stuff.
Correct.
Nice.
But it is set up so you could, if you had a Bronco and you didn't have the money for the suspension and whatnot, you could order this frame from us and all of your factory stuff will bolt right up to it.
Very cool.
Such as this one.
Yeah.
You could take everything off this frame and bolt it to that one.
Nice. That's really cool.
Anybody need any tools?
Local rape fan.
Here's one right here that's getting ready.
Oh, 2 of them, I guess.
Yeah.
Nice.
That one's already been started on. You can see they started on the cage.
I was gonna ask what's in all the containers, but I'm assuming trucks.
It's all trucks ready at different stages, different types of trucks, different stages of build. One might be here waiting. We haven't got maybe it's waiting on a transfer case or waiting on the right color lug nuts. You know, it's anything.
Yeah.
Getting parts right now, industry-wide throughout this, not even us, just even major dealerships are having problems. So
wow.
There's all kinds of delays.
Can I run in for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is pretty cool. So he was telling me right before I started rolling that all the bodies are these brand new Dennis Carpenter, so you guys can see. It's pretty cool how they show up on the crates. And then I think we're gonna hit the assembly shop right now. You can actually see them. This is how a Dennis Carpenter Bronco shows up. That's really cool.
Yeah. The big fork.
Yeah, it is.
So here's some of the cages that we have. So what we do is, after they, like you saw in the Connex just now, there's a cage that was started being built. Once they're done, they come over here. This is kind of like our staging area, because inside of this door is our sandblast booth. Once they get sandblasted, then they go into the other building where we do all of our powder coating in-house also.
Very cool.
We do everything. We got a Humvee here. We put a custom dash in it, getting a roll cage on the back half with a tonneau cover, or I mean like a bikini top, that type of stuff. Scout stuff. Here's one of our frames here. It was done for mock-up. They're getting ready to take it apart so they can sandblast it. And then this stock suspension will go on another frame for the next build.
Okay.
We just use it for mock-up.
To roll it around and
to
stuff.
roll it around while it's being built.
Nice.
And it goes to a different department.
So what's this shop?
So this is our metal shop. This is where they do a lot of the fabrication. They're checking a frame right here, making sure it's straight, not bent, and any parts that need to be replaced, whether it's a frame horn or a body mount, they will replace it with a brand new part. We're not gonna try to doctor it up.
Okay.
Get it. Like this frame horn looks bent to me just walking up on it. So they'll probably cut it off and replace it with a new frame horn.
Okay.
So you can buy those parts. Like on this one, you can see the front. This is an aftermarket that we welded on to replace. The other one must have been either bent or rusted.
So in here is all the custom metal work, or?
Yep, this is where all the custom metal work is.
Okay.
They do any type of suspension upgrades, roll cages, sheet metal, all that stuff happens in here.
Very cool.
And then over here's our upholstery shop. It's kind of small. But the new facility we're moving in, they'll have 4 times the amount of room.
Awesome. Hello.
So they prep the dash pads because we wrap them to match the interior, just like the armrest. We took the armrest, and they come in, they're black, and so we make it all matte. So that dash pad will be wrapped just like the shift handles or shift boot.
Yeah.
So that everything kind of flows together.
Nice.
Extra leather hides we have to mail out samples if a customer wants to see them.
And this place goes on and on.
Yeah, we got this building back here is another part of it. It's an extension of the metal shop where they're putting together more bodies.
And you got a little graveyard over here.
Yep, we got, these are all frames to be built. Some of them are bent or so rusted they're not worth fixing, so they'll end up getting scrapped for whatever the price of steel's going for per pound right now.
So when are you guys planning on moving?
Supposed to be next month. They're getting all the brand new lifts are in, the fans, the ventilation systems, 2 paint booths, the upholstery area. It's gonna, and then our assembly is gonna kind of be like an assembly line.
Okay.
So as it goes from the metal shop, it's just gonna keep moving towards the building. As it gets closer to the address side of the building, it's done.
Very cool. Never has to go backwards.
That's right. So here he is. This is Brandon. He's fixing up one of our new bodies that's gonna live on this frame the rest of its life. So when it comes out of here, it'll be all put back together on this chassis, so all the door panels and all the gaps line up.
So even though they're brand new bodies, you guys assemble every single one of them, test them, make sure it's basically perfect because.
Yep. And we also build them whenever he's done putting the doors on. We put the door rubbers in here, everything, add weight to the door, so whenever it has all the windows and glass in it, it's shutting like it should once all that weight is put in the door.
Very cool.
Then this is our detailing area before the truck leaves. This is where it gets its final wash, and if any paint corrections, wet sanding needs to happen, they do all that stuff right there.
Nice. So do you guys hit a lot of events or not really?
We did before COVID. Went out to Vegas, been to a bunch of Good Guy shows. And this is our trailer and truck for doing that type of stuff.
Look at all these frames. Man, I bet there's some guys are gonna be watching this video like, oh man, I've been looking for a frame for a Bronco for 74 years. It's so small and cute.
Yeah, people don't realize how small frames actually are.
And especially on Broncos, they're tiny.
Yeah, what is it, 98-inch wheelbase?
Wow. All the axles.
Got some good bones in this yard. You can come pick some stuff apart. I really don't know what the plan is with all this stuff. It doesn't look like we're going to be using it.
Yard art.
Because we don't reuse any of the axle housings. You know, 40-year-old axle housing, you don't know if somebody jumped Paul's Bronco off a sand dune back in the 80s and bent it. So we put everything's new, so we don't have those issues.
And look at all those tops. And you guys do the same with the tops, all new?
Yep, tops, all new, everything. Unless a customer wants it to look like an old rat rod, we won't reuse any of the old tops.
Okay.
This is some of our CNC stuff here.
What all do you guys CNC?
Well, we just started this process within the last month.
Oh wow.
So we're working on making some of our own components that aren't exactly great. Like some of the door pulls, you know, they're made in China. And we'll have customers like, hey, my door opening, and find out it's the cheap door pull. The quality's gone down. So yeah, we're trying to get around all that.
Really nice. And you guys make all your own door panels?
Yeah, we're working on our own version of everything.
It's really nice interior. So what's in this area?
So this is the CP. This is a powder coating. Like this is a freshly powder coated frame here. This is an original frame. Like you saw some of those out there that were rusty, they were taken apart. That's going to go. That's actually going to be functioning frame on a build. This is what they look like when they're done. Our axles I was mentioning, we get brand new. They're right there on the axle tree.
3D printer. Nice.
So it's all brand new, hub to hub. Nothing's reused, original.
Very cool. I like that everything has your logo on it.
Yeah, it's all about branding.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Branding is important.
Yeah. Man, you got all the... I guess you don't really do much with the original motors either, huh?
No, we do have a guy that occasionally he does some of our eBay type stuff to get rid of. So we don't just throw everything away like you might have saw outside where some of the stuff looks like it's piled up and it's junk. If it's out there, it's probably because it is junk. But if it's good, then we'll offer it for sale as a used parts. We're not, we're not throwing good stuff away.
Yeah. There's people that are looking for it.
Because there's people out there that need that stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Some brand new tanks arrived the other day. We're getting them ready for powder coat.
That's so cool. You guys have like a full powder coat setup in-house. I mean, I don't know many places that do.
We can control our own quality.
Yeah, that's a huge deal. Wow.
There's more of them. We try to order tanks and transfer cases and all that kind of stuff.
Again, with the logo. I love it.
Yeah.
I love branding. That's so cool.
Yeah, we try to order at least, you know, like half a dozen at a time minimum.
What's your like lead time? Like if somebody wants a building, what's the usual before you can start on it or that kind of?
Depending on parts, it's all going to be dependent on parts.
Okay.
If we don't have any parts delays, we could probably bump out one of our spec builds like the ones we saw down there in as fast as 120 days.
Wow.
But that's if we just worked on that truck and nothing else.
Okay.
But
so what's the average?
We have like 60, 70 builds going on at any given time. So, and you got stages. So once it leaves the metal shop, goes to paint shop, it might sit there because there's 4 other trucks in front of it. And then once they finish one, they can, you know what I'm saying? But if we could just take one start to finish, we'd probably have it done in 120 days.
Wow, very cool.
But we just don't have that luxury because of all of the different things going on. It's constant fluid coordination, everything changes, it's very dynamic.
Tell me a little bit about these trucks here. It looks like these are kind of on the final.
What we call partial builds. It came in with various issues. This guy came in, he was complaining about his Bronco leaning, which anybody knows about Broncos knows it's usually something to do with how the front caps were put on. If the arms were level, when you bolted it to the frame, it can cause it to lean. We checked all that, found out his frame was bent, so now he's got one of our frames under it. And it's just a 302 serpentine, like out of Ford Explorer. It's not a Coyote build. So we do more than just Coyote builds. We did a top coat repaint. We didn't take it down to bare metal. His clear coat was literally blowing off with an air gun when it got
Oh,
here.
wow.
So whoever painted it before did a terrible job when prep. And then this one here, same kind of thing. It came in, it wouldn't cool. The last shop that had it did all this weird stuff to try to make the truck cool. And then we did an exhaust gas test and found that it had blown head gasket.
Oh man.
So he's got a new engine.
So is this the general assembly area?
Yeah, as much as it can be. Like you see, like we mentioned earlier, that frame is going to be rolled. Once he gets this off this rotisserie, it'll be on the lift. The chassis will come roll up under here. They'll lower it down on it, bolt it up, and then they'll start assembling panels.
Awesome.
And once they get done with the mechanical side of putting the body down on the frame and all that kind of stuff, then it usually will go over to this end of the shop so that assembly of panels and electrical wiring, all that stuff can kind of happen at the same time.
Awesome.
This is our paint area. We got a couple of Scouts in here. I wish I had a Bronco or something cool to show you going on. Scouts are cool.
They are.
Everybody loves them.
Yeah. Do you guys put Hellcat motors in those things?
No, right now we're just staying with the LS3s.
Okay. A little bit easier.
Yeah, way easier.
Very cool. So what's the... Let's see. I'm curious about what you guys have going on outside right over there.
Oh, yeah. Talking about that dip side truck out there?
Yeah, that dense side crew cab out there.
Huh.
I saw that thing when I was rolling up. I was like, oh man.
You mean you're not interested in the Aceta?
It's so...
Steve Urkel would be jealous.
It's so cute. I could put it in the bed of my truck. Man, this thing right here.
Yeah, so this belongs to one of the owners of this business, and he bought it from wherever in South Florida, Horsepower Ranch, I guess. I don't know if that's exactly who he bought it from.
Okay.
But it had lots of problems, the engine. So we did a bunch of work to the front of it, adding mounts for steering stabilizers. It's getting a brand new built 460. It's supposed to have a pretty big cam from what I hear, and it's going to be kind of thumpy. Sound like a marching band going through the woods.
That's awesome. This thing is so cool. And I guess that first gen or that full-size Bronco is up next.
Yeah, that one it belongs to somebody kind of close to us. I don't know how local he is.
Okay.
But he just wants to get it running and driving. He doesn't want to do anything with appearance. He likes the way it is.
Yeah.
It's actually Rhino lined inside and out.
Okay.
The whole thing. So if you want to do some paint work, it'd be pretty expensive to strip all that.
Yeah. I guess here you got a couple finished vehicles.
Yep. So this is one of our spec builds, what we call our spec build. This is basically the same Bronco we can put out over and over and over, with the only difference being, like we talked about earlier, whether it's uncut, cut, fender flares, and
Colors.
those 3 options, and colors of paint and interior choice.
Nice.
Other than that, it's the same truck.
It's a beautiful truck.
You want to fire it up and listen to it?
Why not? Ooh, that sounds really nice. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, so when these Coyote motors start up, from the factory, the computer messes with the timing, so you might have heard something that sounds like some rattling. It's just the exhaust tone going through the muffler. But now that it's done its thing, it's calmed down.
It's really nice.
We do our own spin on the original gauge with our logo in there. More breathing.
Beautiful. See, now you can see what else is in the container. So you got more Broncos. You got them finished and unfinished. Oh, you got a couple finished ones in here.
Yeah, this one we built a year ago, and then the customer brought it back. He's getting rid of it. I guess maybe he doesn't have a place to park it anymore. But and then it was here a week and it resold.
Nice.
Somebody bought it.
I guess you don't got to wait for you guys to build it when they're done, huh?
Yeah, so that's the other issue is people. That's why we started doing the spec Broncos, is so that people don't have to wait 14 months.
Gotcha.
Kind of knock them out, and they basically don't get to pick a lot of stuff. It's like, this Bronco's done, it's for sale, do you want it?
Yeah.
And then
Awesome. What are there any other parts of the shop that we haven't seen yet?
let's see, we see the metal shop. Oh, the dirty side of things.
Dirty side. Now we're sounding like fun.
Yeah. The busiest people in this whole shop you're about to see. The paint and body guys.
Uh-oh. Yeah, definitely the dirtiest. The dustiest for sure.
Yeah, they're the busiest people in the whole shop. The running joke is like, hey, what are you gonna do when you get done sanding this panel? Oh, I'm gonna sand this panel. Then I'm gonna come over here and sand this panel.
William doesn't look like he wants to have any of your crap today.
It's a thankless job, but these are the busiest guys in the whole building.
They're kicking butt too. You guys just got rotisseries everywhere.
Yeah, we kind of have to. There's more stuff, cars, different various stages. Little Fox body Mustang in there.
Heck yeah. You guys have enough containers over here to start a whole shipping place.
Yeah. We'll be glad to move into our new facility. We won't be needing any of these connexes.
Yeah.
You can put this whole piece of property inside the new building.
Wow. And here's receiving?
Yeah, this is where all the parts come in right here.
Okay.
So this guy's here, this is Josh.
Hello. Hey. So what's on the shelves?
So when a car comes in, we start ordering parts. They're assigned to each vehicle that they belong. Like you see on that shelf says 4140. The last four numbers of the vehicle's VIN number. Parts come in, check for accuracy, billed to the customer, stuck on the shelf. So as a tech if he needs to go put the steering column in, we come in, grab the steering column off the customer's shelf. We know it's for that truck. The part's been paid for, good to go.
Nice.
And we try to order ahead so we're not waiting on anything, waiting on parts, delays.
Very cool. And I guess you stock plenty of the parts so you don't have to wait on them?
That's correct. We have enough parts in stock to build probably at least 2 or 3 trucks if we stopped everything. And then here we have a lot of our inventory stock stuff. Fluids, you know, once you start driving a truck, you gotta top off fluids, that kind of stuff. Brake line shocks, hydrant boost kits, everything. All your electrical steering components, I did it stuff, ARP bolts for, you know, your flex plates, just door lock cylinders, radiator mounts, stereo audio.
Now we know why, you know, Dennis Carpenter's always out of stock and everything.
And Scott Drake.
And Scott Drake. Single-handedly keeping him in business.
Right.
That's great.
And a bunch of various shop tools here.
The more specialty ones?
Yeah. Case spreaders, that kind of stuff whenever we actually have to build axles.
And you guys are so organized.
We're getting there.
Yeah, there's a lot of differences when you go to a more professional shop that's kind of set up how you guys are than more mom and pop shops. I mean, there's benefits and, you know, drawbacks to both. But it's really nice. I mean, I like the way you guys have this flow set up, and I can't wait to check out the new shop when you guys move.
Yeah, and you know, we got, so like this, you can come in here as a shop manager or whoever and be like, where's truck 4140? And be like, oh, it's right there, Charlie's working on it. So you don't have to go looking for stuff, you know, for scheduling. If you got to pull him on that build, he needs to work on that build. It's all digital. We're kind of making it all work for ourselves. We've looked into other shop management equipment, but it's all mostly geared towards like dealerships. Doesn't really fit what we're doing.
Gotcha.
So we're designing our own stuff.
Nice. Very cool. Well, where can people check you guys out? What's your different websites or social?
VelocityRestorations.com is our website. We're on Instagram, Velocity Restorations, and Facebook, Velocity Restorations. I don't really deal much with our media stuff, so I don't know if there could be other platforms out there that
Let's follow you.
But that'll get you where you need to be. You can see a lot of cool stuff. We have a lot of videos on YouTube also. You can see it on Velocity Restorations.
I'll make sure to link it below.
We have some shop videos that we've done playing around here, July 4th and whatnot. Some
nice.
stuff. National Donut Day. I think that's on Facebook, the National Donut Day one.
Nice. Awesome. Well, I think that's probably going to be a wrap.
All right, man.
I hope you guys enjoyed the tour. I definitely did. If you can, give the video a thumbs up. If you like the content, consider subscribing. We'll catch you in the next one.